Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome to XCOM 2. This is a game I've played before, but it's been a long time. Looking at my load games, we can see the last time I played was back in 2017. But I figure now that we've beat XCOM Enemy Within on channel, I'm going to actually go through and fully beat XCOM 2. Yeah. It's been a long time coming. So, by the end of XCOM Enemy Within, the game was feeling pretty easy, so I'm thinking I'm actually going to kick up the difficulty of this one a touch to Commander rather than Veteran, which I think is equivalent to normal. We'll turn on the tutorial because the tutorial has good story, as well as reduce the beginner VO. I don't need beginner tips. Yeah, the tutorial is very linear, kind of like it was in XCOM Enemy Within, but it ties into the story really well, so we're going to include it. Now, here is an interesting choice. War of the Chosen automatically turns on this integrated DLC option, which basically takes Alien Hunters and Shen's Last Gift and integrates them, as it says, into the War of the Chosen story. But what that actually means is it basically turns off those DLCs, and they're calling it integrated. The DLCs have some really good story, some cool missions, good stuff, but by integrating the DLC, it turns off all of that story and just adds the new items and mechanics as things you can just research from day one in the game. It feels really bad. When I played through War of the Chosen, I used the integrated DLC because that's obviously the default experience, and I was thoroughly disappointed to see these DLCs basically just go away. So we're going to play with them turned on and not integrated so that I can show off those DLCs as they were designed. They don't mesh well with War of the Chosen, but they're cool DLCs. Alien Hunters focuses around Dr. Valen from Enemy Within, and Shen's Last Gift focuses around Dr. Shen from Enemy Within. So both are cool ways to connect to the XCOM Enemy Within story. So I don't want them just cut out. With that out of the way, let's start.
Accessing the feed now. We're in. But I don't know for how long. You seeing this? Way too much security, even for Advent.
That's no ordinary gene therapy clinic. They were telling the truth.
Or they're leading us into a trap. A really obvious trap. We'd need an army to march in there right now.
I've got a better idea. Outrider, this is Central. Go.
Watch this master of stealth here. When I'm stealthy, I make sure to always have my goggles glow. Yeah, this opening's a bit ridiculous, but it's fine.
It wasn't our fault. Please.
There's no need for any of this. I will do what you ask of me. I just need additional time.
Did you say something?
You're one of those. You must understand. I had no choice.
Outrider, report.
So, you do exist. Outrider to Avenger, I have visual confirmation.
Are you sure?
Reapers are always sure.
I'll take your word for it. Cover your tracks and get the hell out of there. They can't know we were here. Yet.
Understood. Now the real war begins.
this. Cover your tracks. She's already killed a soldier, knocked out a scientist who visually saw her, and then just walked away, leaving the body on the floor.
Continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification
So good.
Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
In keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate a benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest peacekeeper. Only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep gate crasher.
60 seconds.
Also, putting your hand to the ear while talking makes you look more noticeable when you're trying to blend in.
Now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
Advent forces are swarming to the blast point. We need to move on the package before they figure out what we're up to.
Alright, and we are now into the tutorial.
You need to get out of sight. Grab some cover near that low wall.
Copy that. Moving up.
So this game, story-wise, takes place 20 years after XCOM Enemy Within.
In position, but I'm exposed here.
It's better than nothing, but see if you can't find a safer position further out.
Looks like full cover ahead. Moving out.
But it's under the basis that we lost the original game. So we, pretty early on in the war, we failed to repel the aliens. They took over and have been controlling humanity for 20 years. So that's sort of our basis here, which I think playing as rebels fighting back against aliens that have already won is a much more interesting story than XCOM 1's story, where...
Crasher 2, stay close. Keep pace with Crasher 1.
XCOM 1's story, where we were the first and last defense of humanity, but we could only be afforded one ship to carry soldiers around and like a dozen soldiers.
They're holding position. We're gonna have to go through them. Stay out of sight until we're ready to strike.
Copy that.
Keep to the shadows until you're absolutely set. We'll only get one shot at this.
In the shadows.
This concealed mechanic is new in XCOM 2. A lot of missions, not all of them, we start out concealed, where the enemies don't know where we are until we break line of sight or do something to draw their attention to us, which allows us to move around and get into advantageous positions and then finally reveal ourselves when we want to. It's a much cooler system that I do approve of.
Don't get too close. They'll be spotted for sure and we'll lose our advantage.
So these detection ranges, if we go inside of them, it reveals us. If they walk towards us so that we are in their detection range, but we are still in cover, they won't see us. But if we do anything from there, we get revealed. So we'll be keeping an eye out for those detection ranges, but for now, she can move up there.
They may have the numbers,
I guess stealthy enough that we're not noticed.
Hopefully that's enough.
Remind me to thank the old man.
You and me both. We're not out of the woods yet. We need to take out those remaining soldiers.
I've got the trap on them. Permission to engage.
Do it.
Okay. So rather than moving in and revealing ourselves, it's better to first take the shot. 68% is not amazing, but it's tutorial. We're gonna hit. And kill.
Crasher 1 is on the board.
All of these actions are scripted, whether we hit or miss, throughout the tutorial. So, I don't get to make any decisions myself.
Shoot first and celebrate later. No problem. I appreciate the bravery, but you're dangerously close right now. Be careful.
It's a bad spot because of how close we are. Even if we can kill one of them, the other one can easily get into a flanking position. Not a good call. Ooh, the target preview is cool. So it's showing, based upon where our mouse is, who we'll be able to see and what sort of flanking or hitting we'll have. I like that. 63%. Another good kill.
You're still keeping score, right?
Not going out that easy.
Here we are. She got herself flanked. With the obvious end result.
No! Crasher 2 is down! She's gone!
Damn it! You can't take risks like that. Watch your flanks.
So that's how you want to play it. Okay.
Alright, moving on to a flank position against Tim.
Press the advantage before they get around you.
Still a bit risky. I think this guy could probably make that move. But definitely a safer position than she had gotten into. But now we've got a flank, which raises our crit chance. And our accuracy.
Let's see how you like this. The club.
She's calling reinforcements. Stop that.
Probably shouldn't have just stood there for a while as they were making the call.
Central, reporting in.
You're late. What have you been doing down there?
Taking in the sights.
What the hell are these things?
They're us. At least there used to be. Human hybrid soldiers. Advent's reward for obedience and service.
We've all heard rumors. I just never believed it was true.
No one wanted to. But we find what we're looking for today. I promise you that's gonna change. Let's move.
They bleed orange.
Looks like that transmission went through. You have an Advent transport closing on your position.
You heard her. Cover the left side.
Only Central had bothered to kill that soldier first rather than just watching and then waiting to stomp on him.
I'm on it. Keep your eyes peeled. Fire on anything that moves.
Alright, Overwatch it is.
Main entrance is clear. We need to move on the package. Menace 3, you're up.
Hold up. You should check that body for salvageable gear. We need anything we can get at this point.
It's another new thing.
I've heard rumors Advent rigs their stuff to self-destruct.
Another new thing in XCOM 2, we've got occasional drops. It's fairly rare, but some enemies will drop loot, and you've got 3 turns to get within this 3x3 grid to pick it up. So always good to do it if we can get over there. Reinforcements on missions is extremely common. We'll be seeing a lot of that. It's usually good to set up Overwatch in the area so that you can take out some of them.
Just hit the ground.
They're getting nervous. Now I know we're in the right place.
Good Overwatch.
Well done. Fall back to our position.
Just go. I'll try to stall him here.
That's called disobeying your superior officer. You might end up getting yourself killed. So I would probably focus on this guy. Your chance to hit is basically the same, but you might actually take out this one versus this one has 6 health. So even on a perfect roll of 5 damage, 0% crit, you're not going to take him out. And having a single shot aiming at you is better than 2 shots aiming at you. But it's forcing us to attack the Advent officer. Trying to think of the name. And it's a miss.
What the?
I'm going for the door. You should be able to cut right through the door's security protocols. They were never expecting anyone to get this close.
So the hacking minigame is not super obvious what it means. Guaranteed is what you will always get regardless of whether you succeed or fail. The hack reward is our 6 or 2% chance here. So based on our current character, the hacking character's tech score versus the tech score of the thing you are hacking, that determines what your percentages are going to be. And these are our rewards. Neither one particularly matters in this case. Sometimes you can get cool rewards like extra loot. But we'll go for the 6%, even though concealment doesn't really help us here, just because we have a greater chance of potentially making it, but we're not going to succeed at that. Actually, pretty close, but no. So we got the door unlocked anyway.
Good. Let's go.
Some hacks won't have a guaranteed, so it'll be some penalty if you do fail.
To secure the package.
Let's hope our intel was good.
This is the place.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Looks like there's an access panel attached. If you got me a better look, I might be able to...
Let's get out of here.
Okay. So another thing, we can, in XCOM 2, pick up fallen soldiers. And carry them out. If they're just injured, we can carry out...
Advent security grid just lit up. Firebrand is holding nearby for evac, but it's now or never, Central.
Understood. We're on the move.
Bye. Yeah, injured soldiers or unconscious soldiers you can carry out. Dead soldiers you can carry out, and I think that retrieves their weapons with them if they have unique weapons.
got it covered.
It's not something I expect to be doing terribly often. Also, now grenades are based on a 3x3 grid, so you can sort of shift it around, but it's not actually blowing up somewhere different. It's focusing on a 3x3 grid, so you're no longer hunting for a specific pixel to try and get exactly the coverage you want. It's just going to hit these 3x3 squares. Which, pros and cons, I think it's a lot simpler to not have to worry about pixel hunting.
Fire in the hole.
Works for me.
Alright, let's get Central out of here.
Almost there. Stay
I think
focused.
they have the same movement range when they're carrying. They just can't take any sort of weapon actions while carrying someone.
Way too close.
Okay, this is bad.
Gravely wounded.
Firebrand, this is Gatecrasher. We need an immediate evac. Get us out of here.
Okay, and we can call down our own evac. Not every mission allows this, but some do, where we can call down an evac where we want, rather than going to a specific location on the map.
Keep moving.
You don't need to tell me twice.
And that is green showing it's a free action, so he still has his full turn to move and do whatever else he needs.
We're coming home.
Alright, let's evac. Again, it's green, so it's a free action. Hello there. It's not ominous at all.
Carefully! There's potentially decades of atrophy to contend with.
Wish we had more time.
I don't disagree.
But as it stands now, we risk losing the patient if we don't begin the removal procedure immediately.
We're ready.
Good. Then let's get on with it.
Remarkable.
Just like 20 years ago. We were still calling it a war back then. We had no idea what was coming.
Response from the cerebral cortex. Good. Prepping for cranial intrusion.
Making the incision underneath the eye. Gross.
I've managed to identify the connection. Preparing to make final incision.
These readings are getting really erratic.
Of course they are. These implants were never designed to be removed. We are risking severe...
No plan B here, people. Do it.
Pay attention. They pulled that chip out from underneath our eye.
Doctor! No signal.
Pupillary response normal. Vital stabilizing. Procedure complete.
Told them it would take more than that to keep you down. Welcome back. Commander.
So we are the commander, and we've been
Glad to see you're finally coming out of it.
captive for 20 years.
Headache you must have, though. Still, can't fault Dr. Tigan. Especially as no one's even attempted something like this before. Easy. We're still not entirely sure what they did to you. That chip was buried halfway into your skull. Lost a lot of good soldiers looking for you over the years. Almost gave up hope you were still out there. Acted on the intel as soon as I got word. Not sure what you remember, but a lot's changed. Did the best I could, but the last 20 years have been tough without you. You feel like catching up? Shen has the archive up and running on your terminal. Otherwise, I'd go see Dr. Tigan when you're ready. There's some things you should know. He'll be better at explaining them than me. It's damn good to have you back, Commander.
So we are the commander, back in charge of XCOM, but XCOM is no longer...
Commander, to the research labs.
The XCOM is no longer the first and last line of defense of the Earth with the funding of all of the major countries of the world. It's now a resistance organization fighting back against the aliens who have already won and have already taken over Earth, who are posing as beneficial gene therapy clinics. Seems that the world is in a age of plenty and everything is wonderful. So the question is, why are we resisting then? I guess we'll have to find out.
Impressive, isn't it? Capable of generating immense power, yet completely harmless to human life. If only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology, Commander. Dr. Richard Tigan, Chief Science Officer. I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent. Welcome to my lab, such as it is. I'm not sure what Central may have told you, but we found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit. A device implanted directly in your occipital lobe. Had I access to the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out. Which brings to light an additional point. Though aspects of this facility are indeed impressive, I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research. Farewell, Commander.
On your order, Commander. I will begin researching the Advent chip for possible insights as to its function.
So, on those images, they showed the chip being in the back of the skull, which is where the occipital lobe is. But it leaves question of, if it was in the back of our skull, like the back of our brain, why were they doing the incision right below our eye to pull it out? Did they really get something out of the back of our head by going through the front of our face? I don't know about that. So we can't choose either of these options. We have to go with Alien Biotech to research the chip. Having successfully conducted the traumatic procedure required to remove the chip implanted by Advent, we now have an opportunity to study the inner workings of the device to gain better understanding of their motivations. Alright.
I'll see that
Check
work
it out.
begins immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
That research will keep Tigan busy for a while. In the meantime, you might want to head down to the armory.
Okay.
Commander, Jane Kelly was instrumental in the op to get you back. She earned enough experience for a promotion. We should take care of that now. The Ranger serves as our primary reconnaissance unit, capable of moving independently in concealment while engaging enemies at close range.
So the Ranger is sort of the assault for this game, but with more of a stealth focus built in as well. And then also having a sword. So yeah, new ability slash.
We're off to a good start. Our troops will only get stronger as they gain experience.
And the upgrades usually have two trees that you can go down that are specifically focused on two different ability styles, which you can mix and match just like you could in XCOM 1, but whereas XCOM 1 it seemed like the abilities just were, now they seem to have direct focus towards two different ways of building a build. So I think that's more interesting. Alright, to the bridge.
I heard you, Shen. When we get the thing, you'll be the first to know.
Attention. Unauthorized presence detected.
Commander, give me a second. Execute Echelon Protocol.
Attention. Senior command exchange confirmed.
I had wanted that to be a little more ceremonious, but we've got something. A local resistance cell just located this hybrid magnetic power converter that Shen's been pushing us to find. They tracked the device to a nearby Advent convoy and are attempting to take it down. If we can bring this converter back in one piece, we might actually get this place up and running and give the aliens a real war for a change. The squad is prepped and ready to launch on your order, Commander. Just give the word.
Okay. This will be the squad we send out, where we've got Jane Kelly, our new ranger, and then 3 more rookies. But before we head out, I'm going to put a cut in the episode. Next time, we will start this mission to acquire the new device that Shen has been wanting. I'll see you guys then. Bye.